Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Nice to see everyone again. Hey, Francisco. Nice to see you. Big. Why big? Am I big? My face is big today. Yes, so as usual, just 2 minutes so everyone can join and then we get started. No, you're not late, Hank. You're early actually. Late is after 5. But Motoko Bootcamp students are always a little bit late. All right, guys. So today we have the pleasure of receiving Mr. SNEED. So we have Mr. SNEED from the SNEED DAO. SNEED DAO is a project that recently launched on ICP using the SNS framework. So this will be an open conversation. I have a few questions for the SNEED DAO. And other than that, if you guys have questions, make sure to use the Q&A and the chat. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being at the Motoko Bootcamp and talking about the SNEED project. My first question would be, who am I talking to? Am I talking to Mr. SNEED? Do we call you Mr. SNEED?
Yeah, it's a good question, actually. I'm one of the founding members of SNEED. Mr. SNEED is everyone. I would say it's not one person. It's our Patreon, our saint in the background who is almighty and all visit. All visit. I'm just one of the founding members of SNEED DAO, and I'm one of the early community members of SNS1, and one of the early developers who was trying to build on the early DAO. So yeah, I'm happy to be able to join you, and thank you again for the invitation, and feel free to ask any questions, and yeah, looking forward to the conversation.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So my first question is, why did the SNEED DAO decided to launch on the internet computer? Is there something in particular, like a feature or some specific thing in the community that attracted you to building here
Yeah,
on ICP?
yeah, we are all big supporters of ICP since, I would say, 3 years ago. I think end of 21, beginning of 22, we were first meeting up on Discord usually, and yeah, we have always been big supporters of the technology, and we have been thinking about what we can do, what we can do ourselves to build. We are coming from all different kinds of backgrounds. All over the world, and it was we had a great opportunity to build something together, and ICP was the only platform which would allow us to finalize this vision. So for SNEED DAO, we okay, first of all, it's a long backstory which starts with SNS1. So
Yeah,
I'm sure you're familiar with
maybe
SNS1.
sorry to interrupt. Maybe you can share your screen. I think it's
Sure,
good
yeah.
if you can showcase like what is SNS1, because I know some people here might not be familiar. So if we can go through the,
So is it working? Do you see my screen?
I see your screen. Sorry, there was
Oh,
some noise behind.
okay, great. Okay, so yeah, the our history begins with SNS1. So I don't know if you're familiar. There is this white letter which was launched by Definity. I think it was end of 22, December 22, when they launched it. and they released this white letter, which was kind of the summary of the vision they had for SNS1, to offer like a black canvas DAO to the community, where small developers, individuals can come together and realize visions, realize ideas, build together. And they wanted to give a platform for this kind of, at least in our mind, in our interpretation of this um, project by Dfinity. So it was the beginning of SNEED was SNS1. So SNS1, yeah, it was a black canvas DAO, so anyone can come together and build something. It is like a community will decide where the future will be, what the project is going to look like. So this was end of 22 when, and also I think so maybe 50% it was this vision SNS1, like the community DAO, and the other 50% was just Dfinity testing the SNS platform and making sure that like and test. So it can also be seen as a test DAO for Dfinity. But in our mind, it was an platform for individuals to come together and build something together. So this was the original SNS1.
Yes, I
As
remember the launch of the SNS1. So
yeah,
it was a great moment because we had been waiting for a few months. We were talking about the SNS, and it was finally the launch, official launch. So it was an official launch, but also a test and also a way for Dfinity to give something to the community
yeah,
to play with. And yeah, that was concretely, it was a web page where people could
yeah,
start to brainstorm ideas.
yeah, web page, yeah, just a blank DAO, blank idea. And as you all know, perhaps this project was then acquired by Dragons, by Adam Powell of Neopets fame, of previous very big success in the 2000s. So they are building now Dragons on this platform. They're using this infrastructure as their game token. So, and also they want that they are the majority holders and they can decide basically where the project is going to. So
Yeah,
it is it went away from the community vision to an basically it's a Web3 game project now. So
yeah,
it's a
exactly.
great idea, and we all fans of Dragons and big supporters of Adam. Great success we see coming from this project, but for SNEED DAO, we wanted to get back to the original idea of an SNS1 and bring back the platform to the community, so it exists. At least it's there, and if people will accept it or not, we will see. But the platform we wanted that to bring back the original idea of an SNS1. So this is now the SNEED DAO, which we've been building on for about 1 year. I think like 1 year ago we started with the idea, and we were figuring out how to approach this idea, and then we came up with the whole branding of SNEED.
So can you walk us through the SNEED DAO? How does it look like, and when did you guys decided to launch, and the current status of the project?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So after, I think it was June 23 when Adam acquired SNS1. So I think weeks after, we already started to think how to proceed and if we want to continue, because we were working on a few ideas for SNS1 before then. We were basically bought out. So like in June 23, the project started to take shape, to at least the first ideas what to do, and we have been then working on how to do it, what we want to do, which improvements which we can bring. And this brings me to your original question, why ICP? So the big idea we had for SNEED DAO is to have a platform that is self-sustainable. So you have an DAO which is not dependent on anyone. It is generating income for itself. It is basically an indestructible house of ideas, and nobody can touch it. And we learned from SNS1 what happens if somebody takes over, and we wanted to prevent this for SNEED. So we came up with this model.
I have a question there. When
Yes.
how do you prevent a similar situation from happening? How do you know it's not
this
possible?
brings me to this is what we are working currently. We call it the RLL model. I don't know if it's written here. The recursive liquidity loop model. So basically, we are working on this right now to ensure the self-sustainability, so that DAO is basically generating income for itself. So we realized that by the basic idea is that there is a liquidity pool owned by the DAO, and all the rewards are going back to the DAO to buy back tokens and to share to the holders. And it's a loop of the liquidity. It's reinvested in the DAO and going around and round like this. And how to prevent it? Basically, if somebody takes over this project, he will destroy this mechanism. So in the case of SNS1, there was now this 50%, 51% like takeover, and they could then do what they want with the project. So in case of SNEED, if somebody would take over this 51%, they would destroy this whole system which we are trying to build now, that all those profits are going back to the DAO. They would take over the DAO, but it would be no use. The basic model will be that whole purpose of this liquidity loop is to continue to turning the wheels. So they could do it, they could take over, but then the whole basic system on the underlying point would be broken. The purpose is that the liquidity is shared with the community, but if there would be big whale buying all the tokens back, okay, a second point is that it's pretty much impossible, since the majority is now held by the treasury, and I don't think there is even the possibility to take over 50% from the current market. But in any case, so if they would destroy the underlying mechanism and rendering the whole idea useless and destroying the whole project. This is what was different in SNS1. It was a blank canvas through and through. There was no idea, and then of course somebody can come and take it over, and then it's theirs. But now we are trying to build this mechanism to keep this blank state alive with this liquidity loop going around, which is bringing in continuous income for the DAO and sharing to all the holders and continuing this state. So if somebody would do another SNS1 takeover, they would destroy the whole mechanism, and they could do it, but then they would make everything useless. They would have to come up with some, I don't know, first of all, they would destroy the market, everything in the community. So
there is not too much incentive to do it. And also there is not enough liquidity.
Of course, always
right
it's
now.
possible. Yeah, of course it's possible always, but we're trying we were trying to think of an idea how to try not make it attractive for someone to take it over, and this is this model which we came up with, this RLL model. I have one on Twitter, but maybe we can find it also here. There is then a nice infographic which summarizes the loop.
And so next question. So SNEED DAO went through the SNS. How was the process? Was it difficult? Did you find it pretty easy? And how much did the SNEED DAO raise? And was there anything that you've learned that you would like to share with the students here?
Yeah, but okay, so basically it's possible for anyone to start an SNS. All the documents are there on the Internet Computer website. I think internetcomputer.org. You find
Yes.
you have a huge documentation of all the steps which we did, and that's the theory. In practice, it's not so easy. You have to for example, there is this SNS testing. I'm not sure if other projects did it, but we did a thorough testing of all the SNS methods, all the transactions which we can do beforehand. So basically, we set up an a local SNS, which is also provided in documentation on the website, and we tested all parameters, all send transfer. How the voting works. So it's I think anyone could do it. It's not. I'd say you if you have previous experience in software development, it's a huge benefit, and because sometimes you need to hack your way through some error messages or something like that. It's possible, of course, but maybe not for novices. I would say if you're an alumni, if you finish the bootcamp, I think you have a great back like an first education, and I think you could tackle such a task. But yeah, we basically just follow the documentation on which is provided by the Affinity and went through all the steps. And we raised 30,000 ICP, which is all owned by the DAO. We didn't take anything for the founding members. 100% is going to the SNEED project and SNEED DAO project. So yeah.
So to summarize, it was not so easy, but everything is documented, and it's just a matter of going through the documentation. That's basically what I'm taking.
It's not like a walk in the park. It is. We were working basically for 3 months, day and night on this.
Okay, so it took you 3 months to launch the SNS.
I think yes, allow like 3 months work, all the testing.
Okay. Yeah.
I think 3 months.
I think that's a good estimation. And I'm curious about the SNEED project itself. So how does building on the internet computer looks like? Do you like it? Are you using Motoko? Are you using Rust? Yes. And how is the experience like? Are there some things you would like to improve? And maybe some like recommendation for our students about, you know, what repository to look at and how to become a better ICP developer.
Yeah, we were using only Motoko. I'm just JavaScript a bit, but I think most of it, 99%, 95% is okay. The website is in JavaScript, but all the dApps are in Motoko. And yeah, it's basically just the Affinity documentation and previous experience in software development. So we have team members which are 20 years. Which have 20 years experience in software development. It was a huge boost to the project, and so yeah, it's not such a big difference from Motoko. If you know different programming language, you can figure it out in Motoko usually. But we have been using the official documentation, and the repositories. There is an SNS testing GitHub which you can check out. So for anyone who wants to start an SNS, we would recommend that you first set up this local SNS environment, and there's all the documentation is basically on this GitHub by Affinity. You just go through these steps and set up your local platform, and then you can figure out everything, how it works. Basically, the whole process you will figure out by doing, I would say. Just go ahead and find the Affinity GitHub and read the README files, and I think everything is provided in there. practical problems, if you come across, you can always ask in a Dfinity forums, or you could also ask us if you have practical, if you have some ongoing any project, or if you are working on SNS, you could also contact us and we would be happy to share our experience. But everything I would say is provided in the README file on the Dfinity.
So basically, just launch your DAO and you will figure out. That's what I always tell
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, it's not we are not in the ancient Greek we are not ancient philosophers who think that we will sit in the closed room and close our eyes and imagine how everything will be. Just, I would say, just go ahead, jump in the in the deep waters and see if you will swim. If you go under, at least you tried. But I say 99% you will be swimming, and swimming to the shore of an
That's
SNS platform.
yeah, that's a great image. Yeah, get to build basically.
Yeah,
Uh,
just build.
can you
Go
share the
ahead.
link of the SNS testing in the chat, the repo?
Sure.
Oh,
Yes, I will share.
and so how is the feedback from the, you said you had some developers with like 20 plus years of experience.
Yes, yes.
How is their feedback of building on the IC? Because I'm curious, like for them,
Um,
how,
they are all big fans and supporters of ICP. They're, I think in our community, in our developer team, we have basically Bitcoin and ICP supported. We are only focusing on ICP, and we see it really as the platform of the future. And also, going back to the first question you had, why we chose ICP. Basically, it's not possible to build this recursive liquidity loop model which we are envisioned in any other platform. You would lose in okay,
in
also it's
fees?
not possible to build an SNS with a real DAO, a real Web3 DAO. It's not possible to build on any other platform. And then on top of that, the fees and redistribution of the liquidity fees, I think it's only possible in ICP. I don't think it would be anywhere else possible. To have also, just the SNS itself, it's unique to ICP, and model, it's only
Yeah,
possible to be realized on ICP. So
yeah,
we are
definitely. I agree. Yeah.
big supporters, yeah, and yeah, we we think it's great platform to learn the language of. I think it will be increasing in popularity. Now I think probably maybe not the most active platform, but I think technology wise it is definitely the most interesting and most future proof
You think
platform.
there will be thousands of students in the future boot camps?
I have my fingers crossed, and I think also what we realized when we started to work on it, um, we really got our hands on the task itself, and got dirty hands, and we saw how much the documentation is available and how everything is detailed. And I think it's something that just people need to experience themselves
Yeah,
and see the possibilities.
yeah.
Basically, yeah, just any Web2 developers can come to ICP and have a decentralized version of their old project. And I think it's only possible on this platform.
It's great to hear that from a developer with as much experience as that. That's
Yeah.
really making me even more bullish than I was. Uh, okay, now I have a few more questions about the SNEED DAO. So I'm curious because actually I also would like to launch a DAO, but the
Yes.
way I see it, I'm not convinced too much by launching a DAO without direction. I would take a
Yeah.
different approach than you guys and probably make something a little bit more directed with more of a vision. So my question for you is, aren't you afraid that by just making things so open, it ends up not happening? Like, because
Yeah.
everyone can have an opinion and people talk and they want to implement Y and X and
Yeah.
Y, and then nothing's happened. So
Yeah.
how do you guys see that? Is it like something you're okay and comfortable with?
Yeah. We want to leave everything to the community. So I think last week there was a proposal to use treasury funds to for marketing, and the community was against it. We, as the founding team, we thought it's a great opportunity. We voted for it, but the community. So in the end, it didn't go through. So I think we are the only ones on ICP that really has a decentralized
Yes, that
DAO.
was so. Yeah, actually, I was talking with Isaac because I also work at Coin State, so I was in the loop, and we were like, oh, like we are kind of annoyed that the proposal didn't
Yeah,
go through, but also we are like, oh, this is cool. Like this is the first time that uh there is really a DAO
yeah,
refusing
yeah.
something when the team is actually in favor. That's cool,
You have other projects which had the same proposal to use treasury funds, and just the team votes and it goes through. So then why do we have an SNS DAO if the team
Yeah,
can decide anything?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, we want to leave it as decentralized as possible, like a blank state, just to follow the original idea, also as an experiment, just to see what happens. But the one thing which we want to leave it, regardless what happens, we will have a deflationary tokenomics model. So in the worst case, the token itself would just be deflationary, and using this RLL loop, which we are building on right now, it will be called SNEED DeFi. It will be a DApp which will be automate the process of acquiring the liquidity and investing it back in a DAO. And this will just okay. We just need an active trading volume, and then income will come back and cause this deflationary action. So in the worst case, we will just have a token which is deflationary, which was kind of the original SNEED token before the SNS. Now it is decentralized, so we don't control the liquidity. We don't control. We can't drug pull. We can't run away. We could have done it in the past
Okay.
when the token was more active. We could have just pulled it, but now everything is left to the community and the
I appreciate
SNS.
I appreciate the honesty there.
Yeah, we are not a venture capitalist firm. We are community members ourselves from ICP, so we don't have any motivation or agenda, secret agenda. We just live. We write everything what we're going to do. We never talk about price or anything. We just leave the project as it is, as a black state DAO, like original SNS, just to see what will happen with the idea. And I think it will be huge. We have huge plans as the founding team, but we will see what the community will do themselves. Internally, we have a 20-year roadmap what to do with we have ourselves. It's a big dream to found an Web3 project and DAO itself. So we will continue to build, and I think it's a very interesting concept. If everything fails, at least it will be a deflationary token, store of value.
So you guys, I mean, you are still building quite a few things. Like you're
Yeah.
still quite active building, at least in terms of the infrastructure and the project.
Yes.
You mentioned this 20 years roadmap. Do you have some like
Yeah, I was
can you
talking.
share a little bit, or is it like, because I guess you don't want to also
We
like,
can't
you
make
want to leave things
promises.
open, but you also want to like tweak a little
This
bit,
is the this is
give
the
some
thing.
direction.
We are the only DAO or only SNS project which is not really an okay. Maybe it's too much of maybe I'm too honest, or maybe I'm too open, but we are no security. We are not offering any promises to anything. So anyone who buys the token doesn't have any promise that the token value will increase.
Okay.
But what we have is an idea what to do with the project, and this idea is spanning 20 years plus. We will. I was talking to the team member who was writing this idea, and he said he wants to write it up, but it's something we would need to write in such way that it's not coming across as promises or any. It's just internal talks, basically.
Okay, yeah, it's more like
just to say
sharing
that
ideas.
we know what we're doing, and we have a great vision what to do with going forward with the project as
Yeah,
the
you want
founding members.
to. Okay, yeah, I think I understand. Like you have a challenge to balance. You want
Yeah, yeah.
to stay open and flexible, but also share a little bit more about this vision that you guys
Yes,
have.
yes.
Yeah.
Basically, the vision is based on this RLL model and income, which is coming to the DAO, and to basically use it as a launchpad for individual developers. So this is why I'm very pleased and very happy that you invited us to this bootcamp, because this is also our vision to give to the community such a platform where individual developers can write any proposal. In my private life, I was doing the same, writing proposals to realize projects. So this is also what I wanted to translate to Web3. That just this idea, if you're a developer with idea for an app, you can contact SNEED, you can write a project, a proposal, and we have this. I think we have now 23,000 ICP available. So if you have an idea what you want to build, you can build it on this platform with an existing community and not starting from zero. Okay, I found this model. Not starting from zero like you would do on an SNS. It's a really challenging task to do as an individual person. I think also then you have definitely grants possibilities, but maybe this is not something for an amateur or an enthusiast building an first project. So we envision SNEED to be a platform where individuals can come and propose ideas and build basically and a DAO of decentralized applications. And we, as the founding members, we are doing our also realizing our ideas on this platform. And yeah, we have I
So
think like 20 we have 20 domains registered for all kinds of topics. So we will be able to, if this tab is realized, we will be able to also publish it in the end.
okay, well, looking forward to see it because I think there might be some synergies with where the bootcamp, the DAO is going on my side. So maybe we need to talk
Maybe yeah.
and continue this conversation.
Yeah, maybe we
Uh,
should discontinue.
but yeah, we need to get together and build
Yeah,
together. I think
sure, yeah.
that's like so cool. Okay, I had some more question actually. One question is who designed the SNEED website? Because I really
Ah,
like the artwork. Um is
the
it
web.
someone that is public or is it just your team that designed it? I really like the Mr SNEED and
Ah,
the style of the
yeah.
website and everything.
So the whole branding was we did it together. The logo, we have an artist who is working with us. So basically, we have four core team members um, from all different kinds of backgrounds, and we designed it ourselves, the logo and the Mr SNEED uh,
Yeah,
Patreon.
it's really cool because I feel like in the ICP ecosystem we are missing we miss more artists, I guess. We are more like it's normal because
Yeah,
of the nature of ICP. We are more of a technical community.
yes,
So,
yes, exactly, yeah.
but it's great to
And
have some artists, and I
we
think
are,
we
yeah,
need more actually.
we are also all coming from technical backgrounds, but um, we tried. So we are originally, everybody said yes, we are this meme coin, we are we are just an face. But we this was the original idea. So maybe to share also our thought process, maybe for somebody who is starting fresh, memes can be used for this purpose to get attention. So if you get an attention, then people will look at you and this is what you want, then you go forward with your real project. So first of all, get the attention using memes. This was our idea, and we tried to make an flamboyant, as arrogant, self-confident as possible logo to so people will look at us, and then we are hoping they will look in detail what we are all about. If they're doing it
Yeah.
or not, I don't know, but we have this background built on top of a meme. So we try to be a hybrid in the first case, and then slowly transitioning to a serious project, which we then try to accomplish as an SNS.
Great, great. Yeah, I think you are doing great and you're in the right direction. So where can we buy the token? So this is not financial advice, of course, but
Yeah.
where is the token available for trade if anyone wants to get involved with the SNEED DAO? And also, how can people get involved? How can Motoko Bootcamp students get involved in there?
Yeah, we are traded on Sonic and on ICP Swap. So also Sonic is an SNS project, and ICP Swap will be one soon. So basically, we are just in the ICP ecosystem right now.
Okay.
We didn't accept offers to pay for any. Also on ICDEX, yes. So basically, we are in the ICP ecosystem on Sonic or on ICP Swap and ICDEX. We didn't go outside of the ecosystem for now. We are trying to still release the core, but yeah, we are here. And yeah, if you want to get in touch, I would say just write us on Twitter on SNEED. We will read all messages. We all respond to all messages.
I
Or
agree.
you can,
That's how I reach out to SNEED actually
yeah,
for this
this is how,
conversation. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Twitter
Or
is the
you can contact us on Discord. So there's here on the SNEED website, there's a Discord link, and you can accept the invite. And
I think you also have open chats, right?
also on open chat, yes. You can also. I think we have a big amount of. Yeah, 3,000 members we are, so it's huge. Yeah, open chat or Discord or Twitter, I would say, is where you can get in touch. If you have idea of, if you have any comments, or if you want to know how we did some step, if you're yourself an SNS project or any DAO project, if you want, we will be happy to respond and collaborate. If you have any ideas, we have all our code will be open sourced on GitHub. So the dApps we released so far was so the SNEED Defi is the one we are building right now, but we worked on a blockchain explorer which was used in so SNEED Scan. It was used by I think 3 projects in the ICP ecosystem.
Okay.
And
Right.
we have this token. So okay, if you want to release just a token just to the bootcamp members, the easiest solution is to go to our GitHub and fork the contract. So this is basically the
RCRC1 standard. Yep.
by NetLabs. The only thing which we added is this line. So you have and you can also have a logo now. So it is inside of the canister.
Okay.
I've seen many websites where where they're charging you 5 ICP, 1 ICP to release your token. But if you can do it for free and yourself, and you learn how the ICP mechanism, basically paying for canisters and uploading ICP to you learn how to release. You work on as an ICP developer. Basically, this can be the first step if you just want to release a token. This was our first release on GitHub.
Yeah, we can also drop this link, I think, in the chat, the ICRC one. Actually, during the bootcamp, we learn how to build a token, but I don't go as far as the ICRC1 standard. It's like a custom token that is really easy. But
okay,
I have added to our documentation that the official standard is is ICRC1 standard.
This is we didn't come up with the ICR. It is a NetLabs fork ourselves. We added just the logo, which I thought is great to have. But this has been forked by some other projects on ICP, so it has already found.
Yeah, I've also seen. I think I've also seen Dogecoin. Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Windows.
Yes.
They have used it. Yeah, they have used it,
as well.
and also on our SNEED Scan, which was originally called SNEED Snoop. We didn't like the branding, but
Yeah,
this is SNEED
it's really cool
Scan.
that you guys are working on the blockchain explorer, because this is funny, but we don't have one for the ICP. I mean, we have the dashboard, but I think it's a
Yeah,
big blocker because people don't understand that ICP is a different beast, and
yeah,
they see like, oh, no blockchain explorer, like what is happening, you know? And
yeah,
if we can have one at least for all the ICRC1 like block, because we are building a blockchain in the blockchain in a sense.
yeah.
So I think that will help a lot the DeFi ecosystem take off on ICP, and
Yeah, this is the problem on ICP.
really
Everything is
important.
there in the background, but practical, you need a lot of more activity and such small things like blockchain explorers.
Yeah.
I think it will happen organically. I think if we get more and more users, but at least that the fundamentally the background is there. The architecture is there to build anything on ICP.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I have a last question, which is very futuristic. You have to close your eyes, and I want you to tell me, how do you see the next 5 years for ICP, DAOs, and Motoko? So how do you see the future? What do you think will happen? How do you see, and what are you most excited about as well?
Uh, I'm personally excited about that. It will be possible to integrate Ethereum or other blockchains where their users are right now to ICP and basically just keep the Web3 infrastructure, this Amazon Web Services and all this centralized service. They can be skipped and everything can be built on ICP. So you can have all the current internet controlled by the users instead of controlled by the centralized companies. So this is what I'm excited about, that the ICP can be really this vision of a world computer, like an interconnected user base which decides on their own without having to rely on some big company pushing the buttons. Yeah, I'm excited to see if it really can happen that people will migrate to ICP and skip this current infrastructure which we have. I think everything is there, everything is documented, and I think we also SNEED is an example what can happen if just enthusiasts are building something, we're coming together and using the platform which is available. I hope that other people will see the same vision which we see, that you have a community controlled project, a community owned project. And I hope what we need more is just more users, more adoption.
Yeah,
I think once they realize, once they see what is possible, it will come naturally.
I
But right
agree.
now, yeah, we just need to increase the user amount and just continue building. I think this is what Dfinity did very well. They made everything as robust as possible. They made sure that the infrastructure is there, and now people can come and build. Like SNEED came and we took advantage of the infrastructure and we built our idea for a project. Now anyone who has an idea can come and everything is provided. So.
Yeah, I think that's really good points. I recently we had a lot of talk on Twitter like about the limitation and like um, the technology of ICP. I know that like ultimately we want to build this like unstoppable and just powerful
Yeah.
world computer, but I really think the core of the battle is not anymore in the technology. Like the protocol is there, it's amazing.
Yes.
Of course, we have 20 years to like upgrade it, and there will be many like scientific breakthroughs and engineers working on the protocol, but I think you already got it here. For me, the core of the battle is really here, like what you guys are doing, like just building with the community, making things accessible, making things fun also, because it's fun.
Yeah.
And this is where things like it's where the battle is right now. Like it's just
Yeah.
get to build, the documentation is out there, the protocol works, things are robust, things go fast. But we need more builders and
Yeah.
users. So yeah, that's definitely, I agree. Yeah, it was a super cool conversation. I don't have more questions. I don't know if you want to add the final words. Feel free to, if you have something you want to add, feel free to do it. And I'll take a look at the chat. Maybe some of the students have left questions. Let me see. So we have there was an idea to build an app to enable better DAO governance. Would be any more details to share on that? Is there any more details on
There was
this
an
idea? I don't know if you, yeah.
yes, yes, yeah. It's called SNEED Me. We are building this right now. We have the backbone, I think, almost ready. We are working on the front end. The big problem we see with ICP right now is that you don't know how to write proposals. If you have, if you're an DAO user, SNS user, it's very difficult how to participate in this governance. Basically, this proposal appear from nowhere,
Yeah.
like from the blue sky. You see some proposal here, and okay, you can vote yes or no, but how you vote yourself, it's not so. It is. I think Discover had some also an open chat. Now they integrated it, but for SNEED, we are building now and like a SNEED scan web page, which would be like a forum. People can discuss proposals, and then they can propose to the SNS. So yeah, we are working on this. We are trying to release it as soon as possible. It will be called SNEED Me. So you will have SNEED Scan, SNEED Me, SNEED DeFi. We have many SNEEDs coming up, many dApps. So yeah, this is something we are working on right now.
Cool. Sounds good.
And
Some
yeah,
proposal. Okay. We have Enk that is saying SNEED is awesome.
oh,
Awesome.
thank you.
And yeah, I don't see more questions.
No.
Anything you want to add?
No, I just want to say again, thank you for the invitation, and it was a real pleasure to talk to you. And it's a great thing you guys are doing with the bootcamp, bringing in more activity to ICP and showing the people that it's really not so it's accessible. It's something you can learn and something that is feasible to realize in for any kind of background. Myself also, I was able to learn how to write on ICP, and I think anyone can do it. And all the documentation is there, and it's great that you guys are making it even more approachable. And huge kudos and keep going. And yeah, we're all building, and I hope we can all collaborate in the future. And yeah, again,
Yeah.
thank you. And
Thanks a lot
yeah,
for coming today. And
it's been a pleasure.
I'll add all the links in the description of the video and also the link to the SNEED Twitter and open chat groups. Thanks again. Keep building and see you
Yes,
next time. Bye
thank
bye.
you, thank you. Bye.
For everyone, we have the open office hour in 10 minutes. So I'll be there waiting for questions or anything if you need any help. Otherwise, I see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.